You ready?
Yeah, I'm gonna log in from here.
Okay. D, the first one, 911. All right. You're gonna hear an echo though, if you do that. Allie, what up? Hello. It's not polo shirt Friday anymore. It's yoga shirt regular day. Kelly, good morning. Nalini, hey. Hi, Nalini. You might recognize something over my my right shoulder, Nalini. Nicole. Good stuff. Oh my goodness. Jenny Boone Wells. Now I have to figure out how to be funny like you are. So funny all the time. You're not only funny when you're doing yoga and fitness, you're funny when you're peddling your cake balls. Yo, I'm Jenny. I'm cool. I'm funny. I do all kinds of cool stuff. I sell delicious cake balls. I do fitness and yoga and ride roller skates with fanny packs. I'm the best person ever. Okay, my first step will be to get a fanny pack. Asal, good morning. All right, let's do a shout out to the cake baller. Jenny, you should type your website in there. Like, they're the best things ever. Type your website, we're gonna pin it. Pin the comment right now. Hey mom, I didn't have my leftovers last night. Super Saturday. I might have them tonight. Thrift store, fanny pack. Go. Last time I stepped foot into a thrift store, I tried to sell some Banana Republic pants and they denied me. They were too preppy. All right, so for all of us who are watching this right now, go to this website, or rather the Instagram handle, The Cake Ballers. If you ever need something sweet for any occasion, support a local yoga and fitness teacher, Jenny Wells. She makes cake balls. Literal balls of cake, and they're amazing. What's that face, Nalini? Hey, Jez, good morning, and nice to see you last night. Jez, my eyes are really bad, but I spotted you from like a football field away last night, walking up, even with your mask. 100 yards in a mask, and I knew it was you. It's because you have bright, powerful energy, Jez. Okay, we got to get started at 7:02. 2 minutes late. All right, let's talk for a little bit about yoga. I got to get my mind off of balls of cake for a moment. Today's day 94, 95, so we're gonna do these until next Thursday. Next Thursday morning is the last day of these daily meditations, so that would be 100 days. After that, we're gonna maybe do a weekly or a bi-weekly. I'll post on my stories, but it might be a Saturday or Sunday morning. Perhaps we'll do Saturday and Sunday mornings, and maybe one day during the week. But not to worry, there's lots more coming down the pike. Webinars on the Yoga Sutras, live workshops on the Yoga Sutras. So I'm not sure if Celine is on the call yet, but the call, it's not a call, it's a, what is this? The live feed, chat? Celine and the owner of Kintsugi Yoga are organizing a series of workshops at Kintsugi relating to Ashtanga Yoga. Now, Ashtanga Yoga means quite a few different things. There's a very strong physical practice, which many people know about, which is called Ashtanga Yoga, but there's also a series of 8 steps towards enlightenment that Patanjali teaches in his Yoga Sutras, called Ashtanga Yoga as well. And guess who gets to do that portion of the workshop? Steve. Just kidding, it's me. I get to do, who's Steve? I get to do the portion on Ashtanga mental yoga. So that's coming in July. There will be a live series of workshops at the studio, and one will be on the 8-fold path towards enlightenment. So you want to get enlightened in 8 easy steps, you come to that, and we'll dive into the philosophy of yoga on and off the mat. So today, a little overview of that. So for those of you who've been joining us here for some time, you might remember a lot of talk about different sutras from Patanjali's teaching on Raja Yoga, the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. So we did a lot of the first chapter together. The first chapter talks about samadhi and what that is and how that's the process of calming the mind so you can transcend the mind. Now the second chapter is called sadhana pada, which is all about practice, the practice of yoga on your yoga mat and in life. And really, life is the real yoga mat. So the physical rubber sticky mat that we use when we do asanas, that's like practice. That's practice for the real yoga, which is your life, your interactions with your partners, your bosses, your coworkers, your friends, your family. That's the real yoga work. And that's what chapter 2 is about. So we've started discussing chapter 2 already. About a couple weeks ago, we started chapter 2. We talked about what karma yoga is, kriya yoga, and we started talking about the kleshas. So chapter 2, sadhana pada, the first part of chapter 2 discusses the kleshas. And I don't expect you to remember that because we've talked about a lot of different yoga philosophy, and the kleshas are 5 in nature. And what are they? They are the causes of suffering. According to this wise yogi, Patanjali, there are 5 things in life that cause us suffering. And if we understand how to attenuate the kleshas in our own lives, reduce their effect, we can have a suffer-less life, less sufferful life. So I make up words sometimes also. Now, when we approach the halfway mark in the second chapter, Sadhanapada, we're introduced to Ashtanga Yoga, 8-limbed path towards enlightenment. And in Sutra 29, Sutra 229, Patanjali lists the 8 limbs. And those are self-restraints, or yama, fixed observances, disciplines, or niyama, posture, which is asana. That's the one of the 8 limbs that relates to physical things in your body, physical postures, one of the 8. Regulation of breath, which is pranayama, which we do every single day together. Abstraction or withdrawal of the senses, which is called pratyahara, controlling the eyes, ears, nose, mouth, cravings, controlling those. And then the last 3, so that's 5, the last 3 are all about the mind. Concentration, contemplation, and true meditation. And once you've developed a degree of mastery of all 8, there's a process of spontaneous transcendence that your consciousness does. The physical body is still there, but the consciousness becomes enlightened, and then you become powerful beyond measure, able to do things in the world that were previously almost impossible. Before we do our meditation, I'm going to list some of the yamas, so the yamas and niyamas, they're 5 each, and those are the teachings of how to do your yoga out in the world. So they kind of relate to the 10 Commandments of Christianity, the Noble Eightfold Path in Buddhism, and other religious traditions have their own set of moral standards, guidelines for how to live and how to operate, and that's what the yamas and niyamas are. It's the 10 Commandments in the context of yoga philosophy, basically. Things like don't lie, don't cheat, don't steal, don't covet thy neighbor's wife. Isn't that one of the 10 Commandments? Do some of you covet your neighbor's wives? Don't do that. Okay. Ahimsa. I'm sure you've heard that one before. Don't harm living things, including yourself. Be kind, right? There's lots that goes into it, many implications. Yeah. So during our workshop, we're going to dive deeply into some of these and discuss them as a group. Nalini, I love it. It is, though. That's true. Okay, satya is truth. And now, this is a trick question with satya. Are there relative truths? Or is there only one truth? That's something to ponder. Asteya means absence from stealing. And not only physical things, but you can steal intangible things too. Recognition, undue recognition, titles, rewards that aren't earned. The 5th pranayama is a fun one. Brahmacharya. We're all brahmacharis on this call this morning. Do you know what brahmacharya is? It's defined different ways in different traditions, actually. The orthodox definition is abstinence from all sexual activity. That's why I said we're all brahmacharis, every one of us. It can also be translated as regulation of need for pleasure in all aspects. If you don't crave for pleasure, you're a brahmachari. You can experience pleasure, but when you crave for pleasure and you chase it and seek it out unconsciously, that's the opposite of brahmacharya. So this is an example of what the teachings of yoga provide for us in our lives. And it really is a manual for life. Hey, Tom, it's good to see you, man. Good morning. Marina, hello. So yeah, it really is a guide for life. You know, I didn't really mention this before, but when I first got into yoga, I wanted to find the original teaching on it so I could learn the poses better. I wanted to find when the ancient wise guys of the past described how to properly do Warrior Two and understand the alignment from the traditional sense. So I'm like, I'm gonna get the Yoga Sutras and read and figure out Warrior Two, Bird of Paradise and handstands and all these things. So I got the book and I'm like reading through it. I'm like 3/4 of the way through. I'm like, where's all the poses? How do I learn downward dog properly? That's not the core of yoga, unfortunately. That's just one small tool in our tool belt, the poses are. The rest is how to how to develop your character in life. That's really what yoga is. So let's meditate on those things. The breathing technique we'll do today is hands down my favorite technique out of everything that we've done. My goal is to give you a wide range of methods that you can choose from. You know, you pick the one that works for you and you work on it consistently. So I give you a bunch. So this one, Prachardana, is mine. This is my favorite. It's that Bhastrika breath that we move up from the throat into the soft palate area. We've done it several times already together. So it's the slow or fast. It's the pace is your choice. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. The focus of the friction is in the soft palate area, the back of the sinuses, and what we do by that rhythmic inhale and exhale is we vibrate the pituitary gland. It's vibrating right above the nasal cavity, which is the base of the brain, which is where the pituitary gland sits. And the yogis tell us that when that gland and above it and back, which is the pineal gland, when those are vibrated, they're activated. The energy is activated there, and that's the seat of our third eye. So, good morning, Baharak. Hey. So, many of us have done this before. So the Bhastrika, traditional Bhastrika breath is this. It's Ujjayi breath, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. But you play with the muscles of the throat, the glottis area, and the trachea. You play with the muscles and you lift the constriction from the traditional place in the throat up to the soft palates, like a snoring sound. So here's what the transition sounds like. So you want to feel the upper back part of your sinuses vibrating. Let's try it. So please sit tall on your cushion or on your block or on the floor or on the couch or a chair, wherever you are. Let your shoulders relax. Face relaxes. Start by becoming sensitive to the breath. And then become sensitive to the energy that rides on the breath. The physical gases and air, the gases in the air that we breathe, that's just the vehicle, the physical vehicle for prana to ride on. The physical air is the horse and the prana is the horse rider. So develop Ujjayi in the throat. That's the normal place that yogis breathe when they practice asana. And before we begin the Bastrika bellows breath, just play with lifting the constriction from the place in the throat where you normally breathe up to the area of the soft palate, in the back of the sinus cavity, the back of the throat. You'll sense a change in the quality of the sound and a quality of the strength of the breath when you lift the constriction. Now you can either leave the constriction there at the area of the soft palate or move it back to the throat and begin Bastrika in either location that you choose. So at your own pace. If you keep the ujjayi in the throat, now begin to lift it, raise it. It's almost like an intentional snoring. And what we're doing is we're shaving, we're sawing away layers of density around the third eye. That's the purpose of this breath. That's what pracharana means. It means to shave. So move the air back and forth, create friction, create a sawing action. Shaving, sawing, removing density. Work to refine it, to make it smooth and even. Keep the head growing tall. Make sure your forehead doesn't scrunch up. Make sure your shoulders don't lift. Keep everything else intentionally relaxed and continue this slow in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out motion. Grow the spine taller. Put your awareness in the midbrain. Just intend to focus your mind on the third eye, and you might just start sensing light being built there. Heat or awareness. Continue for about 25 more seconds. Now exhale completely, bend your right elbow, close left nostril. Breathe in through the right nostril all the way. Full breath. Hold the breath now, close both nostrils with your fingers, lower the chin, and feel prana expanding in the head. Hold the breath, keep growing the crown of the head higher. Open the left nostril and slowly exhale. Deep breath in through the left nostril. Close both nostrils again, hold the breath, lower the chin, grow the head higher though, lengthen the spine upward. Hold the breath, sense energy building in the head more. Open the right nostril, exhale all the air through the right slowly and completely. Finish the exhale. Let the hands rest on the knees. Be still. And just allow yourself to feel the expansion of energy in the head. You might become sensitive to light. The actual cells of the pineal gland are light receptors. They are sensitive to light. This is the seat of our Viveka Shakti, our power to see the world clearly, to see it through truth, not through colored lenses. our connection to absolute truth. Now, while your awareness is centered on the third eye, middle of the brain, I'd like to introduce a contemplation. Just begin to contemplate any personal biases that we carry with us, any prejudices, if you will, any strong opinions. Just be aware of them as it relates to your community, your job. You might even choose to go into politics. Do you have any strongly held beliefs? I'm not asking you to analyze them, I'm asking you to be aware of them. What do you hold so tightly onto? The very act of holding tightly onto opinions and biases clouds our judgment, reduces our viveka shakti. Seeing clearly means the ability to see all sides, all angles. As many of the energetic patterns that create situations that we're capable of seeing. Now for the last moment, let's move our awareness to the heart, please. Focus on your heart space. And just a short positive affirmation, let's repeat to ourselves. You can repeat silently or aloud, it's up to you. I am clear. I am open. I am calm. I am clear. I am open. I am calm. Feel the intrinsic energy in those words in your heart. I am clear. I am open. I am calm. Inhale. Exhale. Palms to your chest, bow the chin. Let's end with gratitude for the present moment. Yourself in its current state without adding or subtracting anything, right here, right now. Gratitude. Take the corners of your lips and curl them up towards your ears. One more big breath. Namaste. Thank you, Michelle. Namaste. Daria, hey! I missed you in class this week, Daria. Where were you? You gonna come back to 103? Yes, Marina, you are. Clear, open, and very calm. I can tell from your pictures. Everyone, you guys have an awesome weekend. Tomorrow morning at 7, we'll see you here again. And be on the lookout for the ads for those Ashtanga workshops at Kintsugi Yoga. Thank you, Asal. Namaste, Lucia. Thank you, Lori. Thank you, Kelly. See you tomorrow.